Hello everyone, if you didn't know, this is Legend Rooney and this game is Art of Conquest. As you all wanted Art of Conquest, so here I am doing another video for Art of Conquest. I had a lot of requests about heroes, people are asking me, joining my server and asking me a lot about heroes, even though through all my videos I probably covered all the heroes. I thought that it might be the best to do like an all video about heroes. So it's gonna be like a all hero spotlight. Even the ones I don't have, I met them in battle, I have a great deal about them. So I'll talk about all the heroes. Before any of that, thank you all for watching, thank you for subscribing, and if you do find this interesting, please drop a like. If there is anything I can help you with, please drop a comment in the comment section below. Before I start with the heroes, there are a few points like an introduction that I would like to say. Everything I'm gonna say about these heroes is from my perspective as human race player. Now check this. No! I'm actually Rakan. Now I'm usually human race player. If you follow my channel, you know that I just switched Rakan for the research purpose. So I'm talking from a human perspective, and I'm also talking from what I met these heroes into the battle, as I mentioned. And I'm gonna start with the first hero, and I'm gonna say everything I think, I know, I remember about all the heroes. So Rufio. My opinion about Rufio, completely useless. I'm just joking, he's not completely useless. But I would classify Rufio as a class D hero. So from A, B, C, I would classify him as class D hero. The reason I'm doing that, it's because he's going too fast into the front line and he dies. His heroic leap ability, which is supposed to mean something, once you do it in the middle of the enemy archers, he dies in the next second. The reason I'm saying that is because I've seen people doing that with high level Rufios and probably high level equipped Rufios as well. They did heroic leap in the middle of my archers, the next second Rufio died. Or if you put him in your army, he goes into the front, he dies. What happens? Your enemy troops get morale boost. Is that helpful? Not at all. His abilities, he has some pretty nice abilities. I'm not sure. For me, the only reason I use Rufio is to stack command on it, and I use him in CH when there is no troops left on the wall. This is the only two reasons. Or right now I don't have, but when there is monsters to clear around the map, like usual monsters, NPCs, how you want to call them. I'm not gonna go through the abilities, you can check the abilities yourself. I find chopping blade to be like, and maybe resilience, but not enough. Now on the other hand, let's say it on the other hand. His stamina, he can have 50 stamina and he can have 40 might as a base stat. Now if you max this out and if you max all his equipment out, like put just divine equipment or whatever, I'm pretty sure he will become a very tanky hero. In the higher levels, when the troops deal tremendous amount of damage, I still believe that he will probably last 2 seconds, and that's about it. Maybe if he has some healers in the back, or if he has Tiadrin near him, which I was told that they work quite alright together, Tiadrin just heal him. That might be your choice, but you have to think at something else, which I'm gonna show you right now. You can see the abilities I have done on my heroes, and this is something you must take in consideration, that your ability points are limited. Your stats are limited, so you might want to focus on much better or heroes that will profit you much better during the game. But as I mentioned, I have seen all kind of various heroes maxed out. People send me pictures, they look great. Even Rufio, I bet maxed out, he looks great on paper, but I'm not sure if he will be any of that useful, especially not in the high levels. And now I'm gonna show you some items that might work great with him. As he can wear 2 weapons, he can have one of this weapon, which hero bonus damage mitigation. He also grants him might and stamina, the 2 stats that he needs to survive even longer. He also has his own set, which I believe it gives some similar bonuses. Hero bonus attacks have a chance to stun enemies, which is pretty great since he has a lot of AoE abilities. If that works with his ability, it might be something nice. But then again, he's a front hero. I already have enough front heroes that I use. I really classify me as a class D hero. Avril. Now this is not the usual stuff she wears. She has another stuff, but I just level her up. I do dailies with her. So for that purpose, I keep this stuff on her. I usually have one of these legendary stuffs. Avril, she's a mage. As you can see, I'm trying to max out her magic. I have seen some pictures with some maxed out Avril. They look sick. I've seen 124 magic on Avril. That looks great. It is a lot. I bet that she is very good. Her abilities, if you have the ability or you want to spend it on Avril, go ahead and spend Blizzard. I would advise to be the main ability that you want to level up. Obviously there is Ice Nova, which maxed out it does a lot more damage, but the radius it's a lot smaller. Then it has the rapid cast, it has the gifted mage, which gives her a lot of magic as well. I would classify Avril as a class B hero. Now the reason I classify her as a class B hero is for the following. She is not a main hero that needs to be leveled up, that needs to be equipped, or that needs to have a lot of stats. For me, as a human player, I have different heroes, which I'm gonna get there and I'm gonna show them to you. Why? The main reason is you need heroes that will boost your army. That's what you need. That's the most important thing. You need heroes that will boost your army. I classify her as a class B hero because of the Blizzard. So because of the Blizzard, she has a quite important role in my army, in PvP, in sieging, almost everywhere. Blizzard is a crowd control ability. It just slow or freeze the troops in a large area, and with a lot of magic. And with this item, there is also a divine item with 20% more frost damage. I believe she can do some significant damage. So for that reason, I would classify Avril as a class B hero. Obviously there are a lot better items that you can equip on Avril, but as I mentioned, you have to stick with your priorities. Vallari. Now, Vallari, as you know, is a purchase hero. I would classify Vallari as a class B hero. And now the reason I classify her as a class B hero, I'm gonna show you why. Because of her Lotus Fire and Cracking Flame. as any other hero that I mentioned before, she brings a lot of stats into the battle, and she's a ranged hero. I am in favor for ranged hero. I didn't mention that on Avril. I'm always in favor for ranged hero because they do not go in the front, they stay in the back where the majority of your troops is, and they don't die. If you didn't know, or you should, once a hero dies, basically all the enemy army, they get morale boost, and that is something you try to avoid. That's why using less melee heroes or frontal heroes, it's much better for you. Now the reason I classify her as a class B hero is because she brings, as I mentioned, she brings a lot of stats into the fight, and her abilities, Lotus Fire and Crackling Flame, I have a spot about her, plus the burning. So basically she does damage on her own. I don't have to do anything. These are her like passive abilities that will just go on. So it's not a hero that I need to use ability except the Fire Dance, if it ever comes to that. But before that, there are other heroes that I usually use with much powerful abilities. And I do believe, as you can see, she can have like 60 base magic. I do believe if you max her out, max her items out, she can be a very strong hero like any other hero. So having her passive ability plus a lot of magic, which she will probably have in the future, that would make her very strong. Avalon, as you can see, a lot of stats on Avalon. Avalon is my main hero. He's a class A plus hero. For human, this is a must-have hero, and this should be your first hero that you reach to level 40. Now the reason why I keep Avalon to level 40 is because of the abilities. As you can see, to max out any of these abilities you need level 40, and you can see as level 40 plus the item you get 32% bonus plus command, which increase, and Ardent Aura again 32% bonus plus the command. And tested, I can tell you that command, it's every 10 command is 1%. That is tested, and I can tell you for sure. So 100 command is basically another 10% more. Now this is how my Avalon will looks, and probably in the future I will just change this item if I find any better one or similar like this one. As I mentioned, you need this golden goblet and Archer Mastery. Now I had this question, why I don't level Avalon above level 40, because I was told that obviously leveling Avalon higher will also increase his health, will make him more tanky, more resistant. Now the reason I'm not leveling Avalon higher than level 40 is because of the amount of experience that he needs to level up. So let's say I would have Avalon level 43. That would be like another 15 million more experience. Now spending all that experience on Avalon to get into level 43 for let's say another 5,000-6,000 health, I don't find that useful at all. While there are heroes like Vega, which I'm trying to get to level 40, with that 15 million experience I could easily get Vega to level 40 plus maybe some other hero. So that's why it comes to resource management, why I keep Avalon to level 40. As you see, I have one extra ability point because I didn't took in consideration everything, and basically when he reached to level 40 you need another 19 extra ability points, 19, to get him the way I have him now. His stats, I maxed everything out because I want him to be as tanky as possible. He's also my crafting hero, the hero that I craft items with, so I use Avalon almost everywhere. Unless I'm not leveling him, Everywhere I attack everything, everywhere I use Avalon. Avalon is part of my army because it boosts my archers, which is my main DPS troop. Now obviously if you're not human, you might not need to get Avalon as high as I did. So he is a class A+ hero. Elena. One thing to mention, not to go further, you might wonder why the other heroes are level 30. The reason the other heroes they are level 30 or around level 30 is because once they reach level 30 you can upgrade the abilities 6 times. So let me show you. You can see the next time I can upgrade ability is level 40. So this is one of the reason why some heroes I stop them at level 30 or 35. Because 35 is the last ability, you can max out the last ability at level 35. Elena. Elena, she is a purchase hero. She is my first purchase hero with 9.99. And as you can see, she has 20 extra ability points. Same as Avalon, 20, but Avalon only needs 19. Elena has 20 extra. Now what I would advise you, if you just got Elena, or if you're still leveling Elena, as you can see, as you already know, resetting abilities is free every 48 hours. So while leveling her, I would advise you to max out Ready and Willing. Will help you a lot. You have no idea how much will help you. I had to do it without it because our server was still at war. We were still fighting a lot, so I couldn't spend ability points in Ready and Willing. I had to boost up my cavalry and saving lives as much as possible. These are the two abilities that I find the most needed from Elena. And 1 point in strategic retreat. Now the reason I have 1 point in strategic retreat is because of the bronze run. If you already know, if you already seen some of my videos, I do a lot of bronze run. If you don't manage to reach the required power to do the bronze run, you can use Elena. You can deploy a group of gold, and the first thing you do, use strategic retreat. And strategic retreat is not on the same cooldown with the other abilities. As you can see, it says here, using this ability does not affect other abilities cooldowns. So you can use this while using, let's say, Jacques ability, and you will save your gold troops while doing the bronze run with Jacques. So that is quite OP. Now these are her items. She's the only one. She's the only general that can have this set maxed out. You can see her command. I'm trying to boost my horses as much as possible. Her command will gonna be maxed out eventually, but not right now. Stamina as well. Magic eventually will be maxed out. Might as well. But as I mentioned, there are a lot of hero A priority heroes that you need. So as a human race, I would classify Elena as a class A hero, because when attacking players, injury rate later on in the game, let's say after caster level 30, you might find very useful because of the cost of the troops. And the second one, it boosts your cavalry. You have no idea how much it means, how much you see the difference with this bonus on your cavalry. It's huge. She is a must-have as a human race player. And unfortunately, this is some must-have items, even that they are low in stats. But the last level from this ability, it makes a lot more than some extra stats. Vega. Now this is not her usual set. This is how I usually keep Vega.
Thank you for your generosity. Thank you for your generosity.
And I think it's one of these.
Thank you for your generosity.
Yes, so this is how I equip my Vega. As I mentioned that Avalon is the first hero that you should get to level 40. Vega is the first hero that you should get to level 35. Now why is that? It's because of Favor of the Sun God. So you can see my favor lasts for 30 seconds because she is level 35 and has this item. This necklace which gives +1 to that ability. So half a minute of continuous healing to your troops, that is insane. Basically Vega is a class A+ hero, same as Avalon. I use her everywhere. If I'm not leveling Vega up, I usually use her everywhere else. Sieging, PvP everywhere. 95% of the times, Favor of the Sun God. It's the ability I use all the time, and basically where all my mana potions went to, on Favor of the Sun God. The second most important thing about her, which comes very in handy, like let's say after level 30, as I mentioned, the injury rate. As you can see, Elena has injury rate, which is also a class A or A+ hero. I don't think it makes a difference because I use her everywhere as well. Is the injury rate, because of the injury rate. So just two heroes, if you max out, you have 16% more injury rate plus 70%, which is the base, that's 86%. And if you ever get one of the advisor rank, you get 5% more, which is 91%, which is the maximum. So that's great. If you are a PvP player, if you like to fight a lot, then this is something you might want to have. Now, because the healers got boosted, I will, after I finish with Jacques, she will be the next hero that I'm going to invest ability points to max out Priestess Mastery, because the Priestess, they become very, very useful with the new updates. So yes, Vega, the first hero you want to level up to 35. Now if you wonder how the level of the hero works, is 10 plus your caster level. So if your caster level 20, the maximum hero level you can have is 30. If your caster level 30 plus 10, that's max hero level 40. I'm caster level 40 plus 10, so the maximum hero level I can get, it's 40. Obviously in the future this item will be upgraded, as she has a divine robe, and this one can be also divine. So in the future these two will be upgraded, but right now she looks quite alright. I'm quite happy the way she looks. Now Virion. My Virion is level 40 because at that point I had the experience to do it. But I'll classify Virion as well as a class B hero until caster level 30, and I'll classify him as a class A hero after level 30, because that's when the swordsmen actually become very useful, and that's the only reason I got him to level 40. My advice would be up to caster level 30 to keep him like at level 30, because at level 30 you only need this Crusader shield, which at level 30 you'll have 30%, which is more than enough. So I got into level 40 because I had the experience and I could have maxed out this Swordsman Mastery. So as you can see, they get 32%, and also I find the Swordsman only very useful after caster level 30. When they get as level troops, they are level 10 at that point. And as you can see, 1 point in Light Safeguard, 1 point in Crusader Resurrection with the item. It brings up to 20 swordsman or legionnaire, which is great. And the other abilities. Now these are the items he set. I'm going to upgrade it to the divine set in the future. These two items will gonna remain there like forever unless they get upgraded. His stats will eventually going to be maxed out. His command is almost maxed out, but the rest of the stats will eventually be maxed out. And this is my Virion. So class B hero until caster level 30, then class A hero. That means that after caster level 30, he becomes a priority for you to level him up or equip him and stuff like that. Gan. Now you might wonder why I have Gan to level 35. It's because of this ability, Nature's Blessing. That's the reason why I have Gan to level 35, because I was thinking that if I ever have magical creatures, or if there will be ever magical creatures in the game, he will be a hero that I would like to have as level 35, because I will be able to max Nature's Blessing. Now these are his items. These are usually his items. The abilities I find very useful right now is Earthquake. It does tremendous amount of damage on the walls, and it also takes down troops, and Plunder with this ability. So keep that in mind. The second ability, which I find very useful, is the Twisting Thorns. The vines last for 12 seconds. That is insane. The damage, it doesn't matter. Troops have too much health for the damage to have any effect. But the time duration, you can also stop the cavalry's charge with this ability. So if, let's say someone attacks you with a lot of cavalry, you can simply just use this ability straight away, and you can stop the charge, so it will not hurt your troops, because the charge ability from the cavalry, it does a lot of damage. So that is the reason why I got Gun. And he is also a Sage, which I could have give him this set that grants him 10% more experience, plus the Staff of 20, so it's easier for me to level him up. So that is the reason he is to level 35. I will classify Gun as a class B hero for human and a class A hero for Lich, because of this ability, and I mention it in his spotlight, which at max level, and you can do 5 from 4 on this one with the items that I also have with this one. Nature's Blessing +1, limited to Gun. So all your magical creature will get 50% more health while Gun is on the battlefield. And as I mentioned, he is a ranged hero, so I'm in favor for ranged heroes. He brings more stats to the battle, so it's always very good to have more ranged heroes. Gazul. Gazul is my second hero, is my next, I'm sorry, not second, my next hero that will be to level 35 because of his last ability. As you can see, Soulless Scorch. Once I get him to level 35, I'll max this out, and you can see it's like 50% more damage by maxing this ability out, which will be insane. He also have a set I'm gonna show you right now that you can craft. It's a divine set, which I'm gonna craft it as well in the future. Is this one. Hero bonus, damage dealt plus 20%. Now imagine that this plus 20% plus his last ability and a lot of magic stacked up. I really believe that he will do a tremendous amount of damage. I really do believe that. But I haven't done it until now because I had other priority heroes before him. And I classify Gazul as a Class B hero. Because Solar Scourge, very powerful, even if it's not maxed out. Skeleton Sacrifice, it's free, it doesn't cost anything. You get a free summon wherever you want on the battlefield. That is insane sometimes. It dies very quickly, it's true. Or you can also use some skeletons to strengthen him up, but I do believe that that's for Leech. But for the rest of us, this is a free unit that you can cast wherever you want on the battlefield. So thumbs up to that. As I mentioned, Class B hero. I'm not sure if there is anything else I should mention about Gazul. Yeah, the reason I have this stuff right now is because obviously I'm leveling him up. He still needs like 2 more levels. And he also brings a lot of stats into the battle. I'm trying to raise up his magic as well. As you can see, he can get another 60 base. But then again, I have Avril, which I want to, so there is plenty of mages that I want to level up. But not enough magic. Rose. Rose is another Sage hero. As you can see, she already has the set plus 10%. She has the staff plus 20%. Now, before I start with Rose, she is a Leech specific hero. I would classify Rose as a Class C hero for the following reasons. 1. It takes 9 space to deploy on the battlefield. 2. It requires 3 energy points to use her. And 3. She requires a lot of investment to make her useful. And I'm talking in terms of abilities, in terms of cards, in terms of everything. Even equipment. In order to make her very useful, she requires a lot of investment. As a human, that is not a priority for me. As a Leech, she is a Class A hero. For humans, Class C hero. Now you already know abilities. You already can check them yourself. As a human race, I find this very useful. All enemies, 22% attack speed and movement speed penalty, which is great. And then her Toxic Touch, which I'm not sure if the damage will actually mean something, but the attack speed and movement speed reduction does mean something. So basically, this is what I use Rose for, nothing else. If you are lower level, let's say up to caster level 30, there is another way you can use Rose. It's her ultimate plus Mother of Spiders and Venom Explosions. The reason I'm not using her that way, it's because I'm caster level 40 and the amount of spiders that she summons with the abilities that I have right now, it's quite few. She summons like, she starts with 3 or 4 spiders and then she summons 1 spider every now and then, which is very, very low. But if you're lower caster level, that means her spiderlings would have less power, so she will spawn a lot more. She will spawn a lot more spiderlings. So if you're lower level, that's the other way you can use Rose. In terms of items, I have this for the spider web, some extra stamina, and this is for the purpose of the leveling, but I'm not gonna level her further than level 30, but probably just gonna spend her stamina every now and then. So I'm gonna keep this stuff for now, but in general she has one of these legendary stuffs. Grims. Grims is a Class B hero, and I will classify Grims as a Class B hero for any race except Dwarfs, which he should be like a Class A hero for Dwarfs. Now the reason I classify him as a Class B hero is because of the sieging mastery. It boosts all the catapults from every race. So every race, as you can see, is an expert technician. When he is on the battlefield, his modification increases the damage and max health of all allied sieging weapons. Now someone told me that the bombardiers or the blasters, they are also sieging units, but it does not affect them. That would be too overpowered, because those units, they also get boosted by Nora. So if those units they would get boosted by Grims as well, that would be tremendous amount of damage. So this one only works with the catapults from any races. That's the reason I classify him as a Class B hero, maybe a B plus, because he also boosts Jacques or any other ammo users, which I have Jacques, so the reload ammunition, another 40% when I use it, is quite helpful. And in the future I'm gonna have the ammo wagon as well. So yes, he's a Class B hero. In terms of items, he's a general, so what I'm trying to do is try to help Grims to bring in as more stats as possible into the battles. So he'll probably have this divine helmet and the divine specific chest for the generals. He will never have this banner. As you can see, I could equip this banner, which it gives a lot more stats, but because this one has sieging mastery +1, it brings a lot more bonus than some extra stats. And the weapon, obviously, you can choose another weapon. I have this for now. I'll probably equip this.
You should give me more of these.
Or I might leave. No, I'll keep this one. So if I get 3 more command, he'll boost the sieging units with another 1%. As I mentioned, it's 10 command for 1%. So this is how Grims is for right now, and that's, you saw the abilities. This one, it was a slightly mistake. Also, you know, suppression fire is an ability that he does right at the beginning. With a lot of might, this the ability is quite powerful. The reason I don't use it, and I don't have not even 1 point in it, is because it always pops up with a message in the screen, and it always interrupts the other abilities. So there is always a delay, fraction of a second, for me to use other hero abilities that are charged up, because Grims casts the suppression fire, which is automatically, and it pops up a message on the screen, and that bothers me a lot. So that's why I don't use the suppression fire at all. In the low levels, suppression fire was very, very powerful, was able to take out entire squads of troops. Nora is a dwarf specific hero, as I mentioned. The only good thing about Nora for me as human is the destructive rage ability, which it brings a lot more might into the fight, fast reloading, and air cannon. So in eventually of crowd control, you can basically use air cannon twice in that battle, which air cannon does a 3-second stun. I already have the Nora hero spotlight, and because some other players advised me, that is why I switched to the destructive rage. In terms of items, I'm not really interested in equipping her more than as much stats as possible, so she can bring more stats into the fight, nothing else. I'll classify Nora as a Class C hero, something like that. As a dwarf, she is a Class A hero, because Nora would boost your Rocketeers with this Rocket Expert. So as Darth, Class A hero. But as human, for me, she is a Class C hero. And finally we get to Jacques. This is like the superstar hero that everyone dreams of. I would classify Jacques as a Class A plus hero. That's correct. He is a Class A plus hero. He is good for any race. As of today, which is November 26th, 2017, he is one of the best heroes in the game. In terms of damage, in terms of everything. But he is the #1 priority. That is entirely up to you. I would go as a human race. I would go first with Vega, Avalon and Elena before I would invest that much in Jacques. The reason I'm investing this much now in Jacques is because I afford it. Because I have my base heroes that I use all the time and that provide me a lot more boosts. I already have them where I want to, so now I can afford to invest in Jacques, and that's the reason I invest right now in Jacques. Now if you ask me if I will start on a new server, I don't know because I don't play on the new servers, but probably I would invest in Jacques as well if that's how the game will require and that's how the gameplay would be. I would probably buy him and invest in him as well. Now you can see this is a priority item that he needs. Attack speed 30%. The chest piece from the set and the headpiece from the set, they are a must-have. The weapon, if you don't like the set bonus, you can probably equip him another powerful item, but I like the set bonus. For sieging is great. The trinkets, these are the must-have trinkets, the rocket launcher and the Ring of Infinity. In terms of abilities, if you want to make him powerful, you need to spend around 40 to 45 ability points. You need to get him to level 40 to max out the rocket launcher and max out the double charge and expanded capacity as much as possible. 2 points in spray and pray. So that's how Jacques looks. He is a very powerful hero. He does tremendous amount of damage, good in every situation. And to mention, attacks affect the strength of abilities. So obviously, as higher he goes in level, as powerful his attacks become. And he will be the first hero that will go above level 40. He is the hero that I'm using in every daily quest. I'm trying to level him up as high as possible. Probably in the close future, the first hero that will hit level 50 from my heroes, because it strengthens his abilities. So that means he will do a lot more damage. Mako. As you can see, I did the set for him, 30% attack speed. He has this with 20% critical chance. Now if you ask me why I can equip this as a weapon, is because this item dropped by transmuting blue items. So by transmuting blue items or epic items, I got this moon bow. I didn't craft it. If you craft it, this moon bow can only go in this slot, which is classified as bow. So take in consideration this. As you can see, my might on Mako is maxed out. So for human, I would classify this as a Class C hero, not a priority. As a Rakan hero, I would classify him as a Class A hero, because he's the only Rakan hero and he also boosts the crossbowman. I have tried different ways how to go with Mako, for example, max crack shot, killer instinct, or max scatter shot, max eagle eye. I have not seen any difference, to be honest. I haven't seen any difference. His damage output is very low, even with 80 might. With 80 might, 20% crit chance, 30% attack speed. I have not seen much of a difference. His damage output is is quite low. I tried on worlds, I tried in daily quest. Very low damage. So because he's a ranged hero and he brings more stats to the battlefield, he's a class C hero. I'm not gonna bother leveling him up, maybe just to level 30, and that's about it. And that's how he's going to stay, because he's not very useful for me except PvP, just to bring more stats, and that's it. Any other abilities are quite useful for human race. As I mentioned, I'm gonna talk about all the heroes, even the ones that don't have. So the next one is Tiadrin. From what I was told, Tiadrin it's a very powerful hero. I have a member in my house, which you probably already know from the live streaming. He's a Rakan player. He told me that Tiadrin is one of his top damaging heroes. I have seen some replays maxed out. She does, as I mentioned, any heroes that it maxed out at some point, he will be good. He does a very nice amount of damage, but I would not classify her further than a class B hero. The reason I would classify her as a class B hero through C, so somewhere between there, is because her disadvantage of being a melee hero. And as I mentioned in the previous heroes, melee heroes, they just go in the front, they die, and enemy get morale boost. Now her abilities, you can check them yourself, as I can check them myself. Sacrifice, Aura of Retribution. This is what I was told that is very powerful, that it needs to be maxed out. Aura of Retribution. Tiadrin automatically casts Divine Light to heal a nearby hero with low health healing. Now this is the ability that I was told, if you max it out and put Tiadrin near other melee heroes, Tiadrin will help those melee heroes a lot by healing them. So that's why she's a class B through C hero, because she has some very usefulness abilities that could increase the survivability of your other melee heroes. Now this one, you don't need to do anything while you are near a Lich city or like that, where you use your skills in the adventure, like it says here. For example, the recall skill, that's where you have, if you put points in this ability, there is you're going to have this ability where you can reduce the wall from Lich. But take in consideration that you will never be able to reduce a Lich wall to 0. Regardless of how many players we're gonna use this, you will never reduce any Lich walls to 0. But it will damage them, so it is very helpful. Glory Hammer. This has a chance. Jasmine Seals. This is a castable ability. But these two abilities and Purge the Lens, these 3 abilities, they are quite very useful. Cleo. Is it Tome of Creation? Yes, Tome of Creation. Cleo, I will classify Cleo as a class B hero because of the Tome of Creation. The Tome of Creation is insane. It creates a black hole that lasts for 5 seconds. Basically all the troops near the black hole, and the black hole is quite huge. The area of effect is quite huge. All the troops, they get sucked in and they basically don't do anything for 5 seconds, which is a lot of time for your troops not to do damage for that amount of time. And obviously as you level her up, you can see the seconds last even longer, which is very sick. The other abilities, the Tome of Redemption tells how to raise the soul of the dead, which is teaching. Wow, so she seems to be like an undead hero. She is able to revive 5% of the destroyed undead units. This is only effective on units that were destroyed during the eclipse. Book of Eclipse. So it works with that. After releasing 3 dark orbs, Cleo used the Book of Eclipse, which caused the battlefield to be overlapped in shadow. This greatly reduced the damage dealt by humanoid units. The eclipse lasts for 6 seconds. So she is a undead specific hero. Apparently, she seems to be very good. This has a chance to proc Tome of Pain. Tome of Pain. Additional damage is dealt when the battlefield is under the eclipse. Tome of Wisdom. This ancient tome contains powerful secret of mages. Every time Cleo reads from its page, her magic becomes much stronger. Cleo has read from the tome 1 time, increasing her magic by 1. So she can even bring more magic to the battlefield. Now that's pretty sick. But this is the ability that you want to use with her. Not necessarily the damage. The damage it's quite low. When people used it on me, I didn't see much of a difference, but the time your troops don't do anything, it's quite significant. So class B hero. Wraxius. The only reason I trade in Wraxius was because I wanted to do a hero spotlight for Nora. Wraxius is a ranged hero. The only good thing for human is the Imprisoner Spirit. The amount of health he received got lowered very drastically, but the amount of damage he does is the same. So I heard something that he does around 1 million damage on the wall when this ability is maxed out, which is pretty sick. Plus this increased his survivability. The other abilities, I would say they are leech specific abilities. It would require a lot of testing to see if they actually worth investing in. But as a human, this is the ability you want to, and he is a ranged hero, so he is a class B for humans. He also brings more stats to the battle as you equip him, so he's very good for that. Gafgar. Gafgar is a Darth specific hero. For humans, I will classify him as a class D hero. I would only fill him up with command just to stack up as much command as possible. Let's say, is it repairman? Yes, Gafgar is gifted mechanic. When he is on the battlefield, all ally match units have their max health increase. So he is a Darth specific hero. Darth warrior specialist. Temporary repair. Gafgar repairs all ally match units as well as his own. Repair match will recover a fixed amount of health over a period of 10 seconds. So there he is. Iron shield. Gafgar strengthened his match, turning it into an iron shield. He reduced the amount of damage he received by 70%. Wow, that's insane. So it goes up. So he is a very tanky hero, the way I see it. But as again, he is a melee hero, and the amount of abilities you can use in a battle it's quite low. I'm not sure if using Iron Shield just to bring Gafgar in the battle as a human, that would be very important. So that's why he is a class D hero for me as human. This is for damage, and this is a chance to deal more damage. So yes, for humans, a class D hero. And this is another class D hero, Bane. He's basically a tank. Increases his resistance to physical damage. The only reason I would use Bane for is again to stack up items for max command as a human race. Or his other ability, Provoke. I've seen people using Bane against me and he just dies. And as I mentioned, the limit of the abilities you can use in a battle is very limited. So using his abilities is not something you can do. Although this one looks pretty sick, as this it doesn't need to be casted. Increase his resistance naturally and his stamina. Spinning axe is a chance. Berserker specialist, he can train berserkers, recruit berserkers, so you can train berserkers from your barracks. Bane charges to the target location, dealing up to, so this one costs energy, and then Provoke, which is also an ability that you need to use. As a king, Bane relies on his own might to achieve victory, spurning his value of teamwork. When he takes the battlefield, he can lead only one troop into combat. So again, still melee hero with all the damage reduction. I would classify him as a class D hero. But then again, as I mentioned in the beginning, any hero that you max his stats out, as you can see, his stamina can go to 50, might can go to 40. If you max them out with items and everything, that I really do believe that he can be a very good hero. Maybe same with Gafgar, but then again you have to understand that there is a limited amount of stats and ability points that you can use in a hero, while you have your other priority heroes that you have to level up and upgrade. So I hope this was helpful. This was, like, as I mentioned, like an all hero spotlight. I hope I covered as much as I wanted to and all the heroes that I wanted to. This was a very long video, but I wanted to do this. I wanted to cover all the heroes so I can sort a few things out when people ask me about it. Until next time, this is Legend Rooney. Peace out. Take care.